Hope you brought your wetsuit and your flippers. We're underwater at the Atlantis. Alongside me, English fighting legend Johnny Nelson.
I feel like a fraud. How have I got these ringside seats?
It's time for our tale of the tape. Julio Cesar Chavez. Julio Cesar Chavez making his way to the ring.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the ring.
What a pleasure it is to be here in this environment. What a venue for this. Here we go, round 1. Who's going to land the first big shot? He misses with that jab. There's a counter shot. The bravery being shown here is just incredible. Your footwork has to be on point when you're fighting a swarmer. If it's not, you're going to get caught in the corner and beaten up.
You've got to be fit to fight a fighter like this because they will stay in your face. They will throw punches at you. They don't even let you breathe. You've got to be fit. If you're not fit, the fight's over.
The jab doesn't quite connect. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. That hook doesn't score. Johnny, a lot of fighters focus on their defense with their hands up. This fighter focuses on their defense with their footwork, moving on those angles, staying out of danger.
Do not give an outside fighter time to think. You've got to make the fighter panic. You've got to rush the fighter into doing things they don't normally do.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Chavez in that last round. And there's the bell to start round 2. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
And they are delivering. Nobody home with that hook. He threw a punch and just got countered. A straight right just misses. The perfect dance partners.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Can't land the jab there. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the scorecards. Going to need a knock.
Now it's going to be a tough fight.
And there's the bell for round 3. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Beautiful counter punch. Hey, it's the featherweight division. You're going to see a lot of speed in this fight.
What a gift. What a gift it is to have a chin where you know you can walk through anything and everything. When you let those shots go and it's just bouncing up and they're walking you down, it's so demoralizing. It absolutely breaks your heart. What else can you do?
And he scores with the counter. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. They have no respect for each other's punching power. Counter punching. The straight right just misses. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. And there's the bell to start round 4. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
The perfect counter lands. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Don't get trigger happy. Because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself down trying to get that shot. And that's when they catch you.
Big shots from both of these fighters. Got to be... Did you see that? Billy Dib on the back foot. And Dib goes down.
Is he out? Is he gonna move? Is there a twitch? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Give me your ball.
Can't believe they managed to beat the count, but that could be the last hurrah.
Hard, he's up. I'll be surprised if he makes it back to the corner. And if he does, will he get back up on the stool again? That was a shot.
Nice counter. You don't want to trade shots. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. We're happy this round's coming to an end. 10 seconds left. Billy Dib in that last round. It's not over till it's over, but that knockdown is going to be huge. Here we go in round 5. Who's going to land the first big shot? His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Catch and shoot. Every time he throws a punch, the receipt is coming right back. Unlucky to miss with that jab. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a tail. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Nice counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Chavez in that last round. This is the beginning of round 6. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs have gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
You'd like to see more jabs. That big hook doesn't land. Good counter punch. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Chavez in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Every second, every...
Here comes round 7. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then, put the pressure on.
Throws the jab, it doesn't score. Well, you know with featherweights, the hands are going to be flying. A lot of punch output.
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Well done with that counter shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That hook won't score. Missing with the hook. So time to go celebrate after a knockout win here.
Well, there's no argument right there. You say it. Night-night.